It's sometimes difficult to do the right thing, and I really believe Isaac always meant well.
Isaac? You mean Dad?
3.
Oh, they really don't seem to want us to go.
If you saw the WSA using so many resources to send 4 people to space, you'd be angry too. Whoa.
Dad always meant well.
I'll see you soon, Moonbat.
Kathy, I don't want to be disrespectful, but what your dad and the Lunar Council did, they deserve to be punished.
2.
Kathy, why did you want to come on this mission?
1.
Assemble a team and bring those arcs back.
I need to know that when we get there, you'll make the right decisions.
So... what now?
And hello there, troops. We're here with another little tiny recap of Deliver Us Mars, and basically what we've been fed, the crumbs we've been fed for what's to come very soon on the 2nd of February, which is this Thursday coming, which is really bad for my time for my recording schedule, but I really want to make sure that I get something sorted because I cannot tell you how excited I am for Deliver Us Mars. So, I also forgot to mention you're watching Ace of Space Gaming with your host for the day and the weekend, myself, Thumbs. And basically this is filling a gap because Destroy All Humans is done and Deliver Us Mars isn't out yet. So, we're here, we're going over a couple of little videos that they've released. Perhaps a dev diary, because there was one that was really interesting that I've saw. And then I'll quickly, I'll try and go over what Deliver Us the Moon was basically like. I mean, in the last video, I feel like I went over it, but I went over it not having played it in a long time, so I forgot who was who, and it was chaos. But this time, I've just recently played Deliver Us the Moon once more, but on the PC this time. There was no glitches at the end, and honestly, it was stunning. And the music for it, I just forgot how good the game was, to be honest. So, we're gonna go watch some things on YouTube, okay? We're gonna have little reactions, because I haven't watched any of these yet. Some of them are very short, and they're just small things to get you hyped for Deliver Us Mars. So, the aim of this video is to get you and myself hyped for Deliver Us Mars, because I hope yous are as excited for this as I am. So let's jump into it, shall we? Stop talking rubbish, and let's just get into it.
Environments of Mars.
Ooh.
Traverse the hazardous environments of Mars. Roam vast, barren deserts. Scale perilous rock forms and endure unforgiving, icy brinks of the formidable red planet.
I cannot wait.
Do what it takes to survive.
We get to drive? Oh, do what it takes to survive. Oh, I shall. I didn't know we were going to get to drive, but I guess it makes sense. Because Mars is a lot bigger than the moon, right? And there's the giant storms to think about too. Now, I know these things aren't on for long, and you may think it's pointless. But as I've said, it's all about trying to get you hyped as much as myself. So, now we're going to watch another thing about Mars missing colonists.
Mars's missing colonists. Solve intriguing puzzles to reactivate parts of an abandoned colony on Mars.
Puzzles!
And uncover the mystery of what happened to the citizens who lived there.
That was a waste of time. I'm kidding. Well, at least we know there's gonna be plenty of puzzles, right? One thing I'm all looking forward to is the different landscapes of the game. I didn't know there was going to be snow. I know there is technically snow on Mars, but I didn't think they'd be showing that in the game. So I'm really excited to see that. And I'm also really excited to see the whole climbing mechanic in the game, because you couldn't do anything like that in Deliver Us the Moon. So it will be interesting to see how we can traverse the land. You know, is it just in specific parts, or can you do whatever you want? You know. It's really interesting it's really cool to think about, or fun. This is the countdown.
The atmosphere continues to deteriorate at an alarming rate.
4.
Assemble a team and bring those arcs back.
Is that Maria?
3.
Oh, they really don't seem to want us to go.
You saw the WSA using so many resources to send 4 people to space? You'd be angry too. Whoa. Kathy, why did you want to come on this mission?
Who is
I'll
that?
see you soon, Moonbat. 1.
Is that Isaac? So did he survive?
Have you ever seen anything like this? It's incredible.
I need to know that when we get there, you'll make the right decisions.
So, what now?
Who the hell in F are all these people? Okay, I have so many questions, right? But was that Isaac? Because we don't know officially what happened to him after he carries Sarah to the cryopod at the end of the game. So did he survive? And did we hear Sarah there? I don't know, but I feel like you definitely hear Claire, and it makes sense that Claire's alive, I guess. But then the last time we see Claire, she's also on the moon. So I don't know. But that was a lot more exciting than I thought that was going to be. That launch, that countdown to launch. Oh, emotions. Is this going to be a case of Kathy wasn't supposed to go to Mars, but she sneaks onto the shuttle? I don't know. But we're going to watch the mission briefing. And then we're going to watch a video on the Zephyr experience. So I assume that's the rocket or the shuttle they're taking to Mars. So I guess we're going to learn a little bit about that. But first we're going to watch the mission briefing.
The Zephyr. Blast off from Earth to Mars on the Zephyr shuttle.
We get to launch it again.
Experiencing a full launch sequence.
Yeah, we do.
0G and an intense crash landing on the red planet.
Okay. Thanks for telling me I get to crash land though. I'm kind of actually really excited about that. After the whole getting spaced in the first one, I feel like crash landing is the only space experience we've missed so far. That and Aliens, but I'm not getting my hopes up to see aliens in the game. Although I'd be pleasantly surprised. Deliver Us Mars. Kyuken Studios. Anyway, let's move on to the Zephyr experience. I'm probably still going to pronounce that terribly wrong the whole time. But I know that, again, you may think this is pointless. You don't need to watch the video. I'm having lots of fun. So I hope you're having fun too. Come and let me know what you're thinking of these things so far. Are they getting you hyped? Are you getting excited? Were you even excited to begin with? Come and let me know. It's cool that we get to launch another rocket though. And it's been, 10 years in between the games? So I don't know. Unless probably changed, right? Unless there's water on the planet though. Was there water on it when we were going to the moon? Because it looked pretty derelict when we were going to the moon. Is there anything actually happening? I've came to the conclusion that the Zephyr, the experience part is just getting to experience life inside the shuttle. So, I kind of want to watch the Dev Diary 3, A Family Divided. It may give us more of an insight as to the whole Isaac thing. I don't know. But we're going to watch it anyway, and then that can be the last thing. The Zephyr experience wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. So, let's see what the devs have to say for the third diary entrance. Can only be good. It's always been good. And also the music. I've not watched this video, but the instant intro. That's the music for Leaving Earth.
It's sometimes difficult to do the right thing, and I really believe Isaac always meant well.
Isaac?
And Mass Effect.
You mean Dad?
Dad always meant well.
In the heart of Deliver Us Mars is this intimate story, and this is all woven into a big space opera.
That is the music from Mass Effect 3.
The Johansson family consists of Isaac and Liz Johansson as the mom and dad, and together they have 2 daughters. Claire is the older sister of Kathy. The mom dies relatively early on. Claire, being the older sibling, is the one who has to default first into becoming the grown-up, the one who has to have responsibilities. And that creates this interesting dynamic between her and her sister where they are best
So that's
friends.
Claire?
There's also a little bit of a different power dynamic where she also has to be her mom.
Yeah.
Kathy Johansson
woman
is
herself.
so funny. She's cheeky. She's got this rebellious streak to her.
Oh.
Claire has very much stepped up as almost like a mother role, which has allowed Kathy to stay this young, sort of I can do anything, immortality, and Claire's very real.
Kathy should be someone that you can resonate with. She had a hard time living up to her sister's degrees because she was, of course, a very studied sci-fi enthusiast.
Bubbling underneath, there's this unresolved, uncomfortable issue around their father. I think they view their father very differently.
Yeah.
Not only the motivation, of course, to find a solution for the future of Earth, her hidden motivation is as well to find out what happened to her dad.
Kathy, I don't want to be disrespectful, but what your dad and the Lunar Council did, they deserve to be punished.
Yeah. Who was that talking?
This is a cinematic, operatic piece, which is still embedded in a family drama.
Isaac himself.
Telling the story from a family perspective is something very close to the heart. We come from a family of 4, so we have 2 sisters, and of course the 2 of us. We have started a company
That's so
together,
cute.
so we know the mix between siblings. Telling the story on a bigger podium, even more dramatic, even more emotional than we did in the first
Good
one.
to fuck. He's gonna die.
The heart of the game is absolutely an astronaut adventure, while also discovering an emotional bond between a father and a daughter, both tasked with hard questions that humanity deals with.
Games are a beautiful art, they're immersive
Yeah.
art. It's not just a passive watching a story unfold. You're in the story with the person.
You tell them. That's so true.
There is a place for good drama in games. Why Delivers Mars is so special is who decides what's best for mankind.
It's time you choose, Isaac, which side you are actually on.
And it's a beautiful game. It's got stunning visuals,
Yeah.
such a compelling story and characters.
What was that?
It's epic.
Oh my god. I am honestly speechless. I feel like you got to see different angles. Like it looked like, from what you could see, there was scenes that you saw in the trailer. Yeah, I think it was in the trailer, and it was like you got to hear Kathy for the first time, and I remember being so blown away, obviously. And you go to see like these scenes, but I feel like now you saw them in that dev diary, but from like different angles, and now you're seeing there's people there as well with her in that scene. Or else they've just updated it because it was a launch trailer, and now they've actually like filled it out. I don't know, but all I can tell you is that wow. I can't get over it. I am so excited for this game, and I don't remember the last time I was this excited for a game. Probably, I don't know. I don't know. But in the first video we watched, of one of them, it sounded like we heard Maria. I've got a whole list of who's actually in the game, or perhaps who's worth mentioning, and who might reappear, or who we're hoping will reappear. So I guess I'll kind of go over some of that. Now that we've done all this, and then we can just talk about what we're excited about, and what we're looking forward to, and perhaps what questions we want answered, you know? Because boy, is there a lot of questions to be answered in this, right? But as you heard, we've got the Johansson family, and Isaac created the MPT. I don't know if that was mentioned in any of these videos, but he done that. And he took Kathy up to space, leaving Claire on Earth. I can't believe we got to see Claire. I was gonna say she's a bit older than I thought she was gonna be, but if it's like, 10 years or so after the first game, then I guess they would all be older, as Kathy is older as well. And Maria Gonzalez, she was on Earth. She was one of the other women that were talking with Claire, right? I'm quite sure that is the case. And Dr. Rosa Laverde, or Laverde, sorry, what? I don't know. And Edgar Davis. They all survived the Hygiene's research facility cryosleep generator malfunction. But they all kind of like split up. After that, Maria came down to Earth, started working on the Fortuna mission, and Dr. Gonzalez stayed on the moon and found out about MacArthur's plan and we got to see a conversation between them where she was trying to convince MacArthur not to do it, not to leave the moon. And basically she got overruled by both Isaac and MacArthur. So I think it's quite interesting that we're getting to hear from Maria as well. And I really want to know if we're going to hear from Dr. Rosa as well, or Dr. Laverde, however it's pronounced. But I would really like to hear from her, because you get to hear like an argument between her and MacArthur and Isaac, but then you hear nothing kind of from her after that. So I'd be really intrigued to find out if she is on Mars with them. And then we have Sarah Baker, the woman herself, and William MacArthur, and Rolf Robertson, the man who we were playing as. And the reveal of his character blew me away, and I still can't get over that to this date. When I replayed that, it still blew me away. But they went, Sarah and Rolf went to go investigate the moon in the blackout with the MPT, and due to unforeseen circumstances with a rogue ASE unit, Sarah got trapped in a room and Rolf had to abandon her, which meant Rolf had to come back to Earth, of course, and then the whole Fortuna mission thing kicked up. So Rolf goes back to the moon. Well, he's looking for Sarah. Of course you don't know that at the beginning of the game, but I'm not going to go over that. We heard what happened. Earth ran out of resources, right? And then we sent people to the moon, colonized the moon, got helium-3 on the moon as a resource for energy, sent it down to Earth. There was a blackout, and then they abandoned the moon. Therefore, abandoning Earth. So, we kept seeing like visuals, because the ASE units can like replay conversations that have happened if they were recorded by other ASE units. So we got to see a lot of Sarah's journey on the moon by herself as she was trying to like, investigate. I mean, you might as well do something while you're up there by yourself, right? So we got to a part, the scene where it gets revealed that you're Rolf, actually, and it's basically Sarah was giving up hope, and then it turns out that the reactor was still gone, and it gave her hope, so she went to, I think it was the Tombow station where the reactor was, and she went there, and it turns out that she wasn't alone that entire time, that Isaac Johansson was still there on the moon. But not just Isaac, Kathy was there too, and she was in cryo, apparently, because they left the third arc. They made 3 arcs to go to Mars, or for Project Outward, and only 2 of them left because they didn't have enough fuel for the third, so they kept the third arc on the moon, and apparently that had the sick people in it. So Kathy was left. So again, I really hope they kind of like fill us in on that, on what happened in between the games, because I want to know how. Because Sarah was found in cryosleep, right? And Rolf was like practically dead when Claire found them both. So how did they know about Kathy? Or like, did they have to go back for her once they got to Earth? I don't know. I want to know how Kathy got to Earth and how she survived the cryosleep thing. That might not be it might not even get covered, but that's the stupid things I want to know about games. Oh, and I forgot to mention the rogue ASE that locked Sarah in the room went rogue because MacArthur weaponized the ASE units basically to, I guess it was basically to make sure those that didn't leave the moon with them couldn't tell on them. I don't know if that's what actually happened, but there was a lot of body bags in the game, so you can only assume that MacArthur wasn't a generous man. He sounded like a douchebag, so I can't imagine him being good. And also, Neil Newbon, sorry if I pronounced that horribly, Mr. Neil. But he's playing Isaac, so he's obviously in it, right? But like, is he just playing a past Isaac? To me, it looks like he survived. But I don't know, there's so many questions. Anyway, we get to the reactor, and after seeing a couple more of those like visual things and hearing audio logs left behind by Sarah, we saw one of Isaac, the man himself, trying to steal the last of basically the helium, or the last mined helium, and he said that he wanted to use that to get Kathy's arc up and moving. So he was basically betraying Earth as well. As you can imagine, Sarah was not happy with that, and, well, she tried to stop him. They got into like it wasn't even a proper argument, it was heated. And she was just telling him that they need to focus on Earth and that MacArthur is wrong. And one thing that I can't get over is that Isaac actually stabbed her. Like, honestly, I still get shook every time I watch it. It's like, how could you do that to her? She was just trying to help. She saved your life. But I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, she's been stabbed. But she also seals the helium-3 away before he can get to send it to anywhere, so she at least stopped him from sending the third arc away. Because, you know, how would they have had a game if they'd done that? And then just after Rolf finally saves Earth and fixes the MPT, was basically clinging on to his life because he takes quite a beating at the end of the game with all sorts of like, well, I can only assume it's some form of heat, radiation, power, I don't know. Whatever is like overflowing in the MPT is kind of killing him whilst we're trying to fix it. And then we get to see one more visual of Isaac carrying Sarah's body. And boom, bada bing, at the end of the game you find out Sarah's alive. And then that's when Claire enters, which is basically the last scene where she walks in on what could be a dead Rolf and a frozen Sarah. So I was really hoping that there would be another game, and I can't believe it's out in less than a week by the time this video was out. Come and let me know if you're excited, because I really know that I'm not. And I know that was a terrible recap, but I just kind of wanted to go over who the main characters were and like what their last condition was when we heard or saw them, so that, you know, we can know what questions we need to ask for for Deliverers Mars coming out, and who we can perhaps expect to see, you know, or who we can be pleasantly surprised to see. I don't know. The people, like, I know you hear Claire, right? Or I can only assume you hear Claire because they're talking about their dad. But then again, that could be in the past. I don't know. It's confusing because these could have been past conversations, because you obviously see Kathy as a child in the Dev Diary and that. But then you also saw her running off to a rocket and Isaac gone after her. Was that present Kathy? I don't know. But I want to know if Rolf, Dr. Rosa, and Isaac, and also Sarah, obviously, and I guess I don't need to ask about Claire, but I want to know if they're all alive still. I kind of, especially Rolf, after everything you went through as playing as him, I kind of want to really know if he's still going, because it would be really sad if he was actually dead. I also really want to know if MacArthur is still alive, because I really want to kick his butt for causing all this chaos and abandoning Earth to just wither away. And I wrote down in my notes that one of my questions for the end of this was, how is Earth doing now that it's potentially, 10 years later, after Deliverers the Moon, and we got the MPT up and working, so we got that energy crisis on the mend, but was it too late by that point to have tried to help Earth? And I don't know, is there still people on the moon? Like, did they send more people up to manage the MPT and all that? And like, is it still going? And by one of the trailers, they said they were still struggling. So, one thing, I don't know if it was made clear in Deliverers the Moon, but when I was reading, I like to, for this video, I've done my research, and I wanted to look up who was who, and just so that I didn't get, like, names mixed up and all that, because I'm terrible at remembering who's who. So, one thing that I feel like wasn't made clear is that when MacArthur took the arcs to carry out Project Outward, they apparently took massive technology, the most advanced technology that humankind had at that point, away with them. And I genuinely can't remember if that was actually mentioned in Deliverers the Moon. I don't even remember hearing about it when I played it not that long ago, so I don't know, maybe it was just one of the ones that I've completely just ignored that or something in the back of my head. I don't know, but basically they've took any chance of Earth's survival with them. Not just lots of helium-3, but apparently lots of very expensive tech and blueprints or something. I don't know. Technology. Something to do with keeping Earth alive. But anyway, this video is probably going to be all over the place. I guess I just wanted to get something out there for before the game is out. I've already pre-ordered mine. Let me know if you're even going to buy it. So I do apologise if it's just all over the place, and I thank anybody that comes to watch. I will try my best to get like a day one first look video out, because I know I will be playing it the instant it is out. So it's just a matter of getting it edited and how long that will take. So I'll try and get a video of this out as soon as I can, and I genuinely hope you're as excited as I am. I can't say it anymore. How buzzing I'm for Deliver Us Mars in the 2nd of February, and this game has the potential to make 2023 a brilliant year, or at least a fantastic start to it. By the looks of things, it's already been confirmed on Twitter that we've to open the floodgates of emotions, but it actually looked and sounded emotional. If they're gonna go through the whole father-daughter and sibling relationship dynamics, then that's gonna get emotional, isn't it? Will Isaac die in this game? Oh, that might be emotional if he does. I don't know what's gonna happen. Do you know what's gonna happen though? You're gonna have to stay tuned until the 2nd or the 3rd, whenever, February, and come and find out on the channel what's gonna happen in Deliver Us Mars, because I'm gonna be playing it the fucking 2nd it's out. So I hope you're looking forward to it, troops. I know I'm and I'm gonna let you go because I've been talking your ear off enough. So again, if you came to watch the video, I really do thank you. I'd really love to hear your opinions of Deliver Us Mars, or like what you've seen of it so far, if you've saw trailers and whatnot, in the comments below. What do you think of it? Are you excited? Do you think it's going to be awesome? Do you think it's going to be amazing? If you think it's going to be anything less, then your opinion is wrong. I'm joking. You can have your opinion. You don't need to like the game. But I know. I've not even played it, and I know I'm probably going to love it. Anyway, I'm letting you go. That was the whole point in saying I'm ending it. So, troops, come and join me. 2nd or 3rd February, hopefully, fingers crossed, depending on how quickly I can get things edited and all that crap. So come and join me then, and come and find out what Deliver Us Mars is like. Come and find out if we get these questions answered about who's alive, who's dead, how is Earth doing. There's so much to think about for this game, and so many things that I've probably left out of this video, but you can come and let me know if there's something you want to add to that list of questions. So, until whenever, troops, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're staying as safe and as clean as you can. And until Deliver Us Mars, thumbs! And the Johansons. And everyone behind Deliver Us Mars, literally every single person, thank you for making these games. I love every single one of the people behind this game. And I've not even played it yet. But I'm all out of here!